MC Noble here. Welcome back to another live stream. This is a live stream that we've not done in a while, actually, but this is something that happens quite often. But at the same time, it hasn't happened for a while, but it can happen quite often. So, for those of you who may or may not be aware, if you've not watched the previous streams, you'll know that on the 4th of November, I am booked to play a gig in Mexborough, just outside of Doncaster, and I was booked there to MC. And I'm back with a stream today because there's been some changes and there's been some updates to this gig. Now, don't worry, everything is all fine and dandy. I'm still at the gig. Don't worry about that. But this is something that happens quite often, and it's not a bad thing. As a matter of fact, it's probably down to the skill of the fact that I can MC and I can DJ as well. So what's happened is I'm sure you can probably guess by now, is essentially what has happened is a DJ has put that message that no one likes to see, a message that no one likes to write in, and they've had to, for whatever reason, they've pulled out from the gig, they've pulled out from the booking. So from the movement's behalf, or you know, for people running the movement, they probably sat there and thought, right, we're a DJ down, we need to fill a DJ. You know, we can look online and we can find one, or we could, you know, we can ask somebody to play, but we do have an MC that's already on our flyer that would be probably willing to DJ, and that obviously be me. So essentially, a DJ has pulled out from the movement, and I am now officially 100% doing a DJ set at the movement, and I cannot wait. I essentially cannot wait. It's like made me just so excited for this gig. I mean, don't get me wrong, I was excited for it already. You know, I love going to an event and I love, you know, blasting the mic and stuff like that. But I will be, you know, truthfully honest that, you know, nowadays I do love being behind the decks. That is where I feel the most at home, where I feel I just enjoy myself so much when I am behind the decks. So obviously it has made me like even more excited for this gig because I'm behind the decks, and I'm doing what I love, and you know, I'm getting to play like my favorite genre of music at the moment. So for those of you who may or may not remember, when I did a gig back in July, which was Wizards of the Core, I was only originally supposed to MC the Wizards of the Core, and then sadly Flick B had to pull out from the booking and could no longer make it. I don't know if she'd got coronavirus or something, or she'd come down with an illness and was unable to attend. You know, and the same thing occurred. You know, they could ask somebody, you know, fresh to come in, and you know, they could do black so and so, or they can ask an MC already on the flyer that is already coming to the night anyway. You know, look, will you play this? You know, do you fancy doing a DJ set instead, or as well? And then obviously, you know, it just saves finding somebody new. You know, and you know that sort of risk of, you know, what if this person then can't make it? You know, you've got somebody who's already coming down, and you know, you can just get them to go behind the decks as well. So yeah, the same thing has happened with the movement. So I think from what I'm aware, I do know what time I'm going to be DJing, but actually, yeah, I'm going to be DJing the last set. I was going to say that I wasn't sure whether to announce it or not, but then I remembered that there was a set time that had been posted online, I think, on Facebook. I'm the last set anyway. I'm the last DJ of the night, and I'm going to do a banging sort of finishing off the night just with some pure banging tunes, and some of them ones off of that list, you know, my favourites that we mentioned yesterday. which, by the way, if you didn't watch that stream, go and check it out. We just essentially, I just went over my top 10 favourite bounce tunes that I've sort of listened to and that I've been playing this year. And some of them tunes might not have necessarily been. Like new releases this year. Like I think there was a couple that were a little bit older than this year, but there was quite a few of them I think that had come out this year, which was a good thing. And it was a really good stream. And I think my number five pick, when I'd gone down my list that I'd put together, was a track by Axel Gear called Chase You. And although that stream, I still want to say it's accurate. I do just want to say on Axel and Euthian's behalf of that tune, I do just want to say that I am madly falling in love with that song. I put it on the way to work this morning. And then I put it on again just after work while I was waiting for the layman to pick me up. And then I even just turned the decks on and just mixed into that tune just to listen to that tune, and then mixed out of it, and then just essentially cut the mix because I couldn't actually really be bothered to have a mix. But you know, when you want to play that tune because it's so good, that was essentially what had happened. So yeah, I just want to say on behalf of that stream yesterday, I think the Axel Gear track. When I said about on the stream at the time, it was like it was a fairly new release. It hasn't been out long at all. And I think now I've just bought the track itself and I'm sort of mixing it and sort of discovering it a bit more. I think most definitely it is moving up my list. It's definitely moving up my list. It really is. But other than that, the list is, practically out. Well, the list is the same. Just apart from whatever gets replaced, with whatever Axel Gear would move up to, everything had just moved down, I suppose, one, to make way for Axel gets, so if it went to number two, then obviously the Bounce Assassins track would go to number three, and then whatever was in number four would go to number five, and then whatever was the original number three would go to number four. But cutting the story short, that Axel tune has just really done something to me. Actually, I just like the vocals as well, and I would actually really like to know where the vocals actually come from. I'm going to do a little bit of research because I do vaguely remember hearing a hardcore version when I was having a mix at a friend's house, and he used to play a version of that same, with that same vocal, and I just, for whatever reason, sort of like a sigh, sort of like a power stomp stroke a sigh, stroke a late sigh and unknown, maybe like a late sort of recon squaddy. That's what I'm thinking in my mind, but I could be like completely wrong. It could even be something like an Owl Storm. All I know is that I do remember hearing a hardcore version of that track, and that is where I first heard the vocals. And I think when I first heard the hardcore version, I wasn't too keen on it. I don't know if I just didn't give it chance, but whatever Axel Gear has done with this bounce version, he's just done something so magnificent. The pianos sound amazing. The melody in itself just has a real sort of uplifting, happy vibe. And what the song kind of reminds me of, when it says "I'm gonna catch you" and then the melody comes in, it kind of reminds me of like two couples that are mad in love and they're like chasing each other around the room. And then they just sort of like end up like catching each other, and then obviously it goes on. Not going to explain where it goes on from there, but it's almost like a little bit of play chasing. Let's say, I don't know why, I just picture that real happy, just really happy in the moment, just running around and laughing, and the tune just giving off them absolutely astounding good vibes, and that's what the tune does to me. It just gives off good vibes. So I love it. But yeah, so anyway, to cut the story short, the whole reason why we streamed was not about that tune. I need to get it out of my head. I kind of want to listen to it again now. But yeah, the movement has changed. A DJ's dropped out. I'm MCing. I think an MC also dropped out today as well, believe it or not. But I'm not sure. I mean, another MC will probably just go back on for that. I mean, no offences, to events and lineups, but quite a lot of events where yeah, the DJ schedule sort of sticks to relatively, the way it was originally designed and planned. But the MC schedule always goes, a little bit sort of, off the schedule. One of the other MCs just has a little bit to drink, and now I'm gonna grab the mic again, and then next minute another MC's coming halfway on somebody else's set. Then the next minute, two of the wrong MCs actually end up doing a B2B. People who are sort of like DJing, who don't maybe officially MC, end up grabbing the mic and just spitting a couple of bars. And then before you know it, the MC schedule's just completely changed. So I don't, I can't tell you exactly what'll happen, with the MC that's dropped out. I'd say someone will just cover in, or I guess no MC for one set is not a bad idea either. I guess what I essentially would like about an event, or I know there is some events that do this, but they should have the first set as like an open mic set. So essentially open mic set. First sets are never normally like really that busy. So what I reckon that they should people should, like events should do is that they should have the first set as like an open mic set, and then they can almost like not judge as such, but they can listen out, and if there's like an MC that stands out, book them for a future event, and get them on. Even if it's just to MC like the second set, or just to MC one of the warm up DJs, get them on. By all means, I think that'd be like a little bit of a real thing. What I did like as well, when I did the studio sessions, we did like a section where there was like loads of us that just all kind of went B2B. So rather than like a set plan, and people playing off their list, it was just a case of one DJ mixed a tune, and then another DJ mixed a couple of tunes, and then another DJ mixed a couple of tunes, and it was kind of like you were sort of like mixing into each other's tunes. So you could just more or less go and pick anything really and mix it in, and it was quite good. I'm not saying like every event should do that, but it most certainly was a fun thing. It was a fun, enjoyable thing to be a part of, sort of going on the decks, and maybe not necessarily knowing the remix that you're coming onto the decks to mix out of, as opposed to playing something that you've sat at home for days on end, and you've sort of gone over the set, and you're quite happy with it. Or necessarily playing the tunes, just mixing into the tunes as such on your stick, where you know what they are. Someone might have a remix of something that you don't have, and it made it fun. But definitely the open mic, I think, is really good. It gives people just that chance to have a little go on the mic, and it just get also, the promoters can sort of like look out and listen out and think, this guy was actually quite good. Because you never know as well, it might be surprising, and you might just end up having a load of people come in at the beginning, and you have quite a busy first set, and this guy's maybe come on like, oh, it's open mic, yeah, I'll grab it and have a go, and you never know, he might just absolutely steal the show. He might just host it really well. He might just work and interact with a crowd. It might just get people raving early doors, and it might be like, yeah, do you know what, we're going to book you back because you absolutely set the night, the tone for the night. So I think that is a good idea. but not all events do it. Like events, a lot of them go like strictly like no mic blaggers, you know, which in some sense you can understand it, but you know, and it is annoying when you've got every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming up and saying, "Oh, give us a go on the mic, give us a blast." But you know, if you had like a set time where people know that they could go and grab the mic, and it was like open mic. You know, as long as it was, I suppose, controlled to some sense, and not just everyone grabbing it and going blah 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 blah. But you know, if people wanted to actually, you know, come and spit bars and showcase what they can do, you know, I think a lot of them things could you know really work, and especially people that are sort of like you know maybe up and coming and they've not really had many gigs or they've not gigged at all, and you know they just do you know spit a few bars on the session or something, and that's all they've ever done. You know, it could be quite a cool thing, you know, and it could be that next step, you know, in essentially to get them out there. But long story short, I'm looking forward to DJing it. I'm looking forward to MCing it. It'll be a really good, it'll be a good vibe. It'll be a good atmosphere. I can't wait for it essentially, which is really good. And then as you know, we are approaching the end of the year, really, aren't we? There's only sort of November, December, and 2022 is goodbye in a distant memory. So you know, what am I doing for the what am I doing for the remainder of the year? Well, I've got two more bookings up to now for the remainder of the year. And, you know, schedule want to change. You know, I could get more bookings. You know, I might not get any more. Who knows? I can't tell you at the moment. But the other two bookings, I can't tell you what they are at the moment. I think you've got a vague idea what one of them is because I think I did briefly sort of speak about it. But the other one is a new one that just came in over the weekend, believe it or not, and I can't say too much about it just yet, but I'm looking forward to it. All I am going to say is it is another MC booking. So I am MCing at this one, but there is possibilities next year of me returning back to the brand to DJs, you know, to DJ as well. But essentially, all I'm going to tell you about this new booking is they've got a guy on board to MC essentially, and they've heard this MC, and they've just literally just pictured this guy working with me and doing this perfect B2B. And they've just essentially thought, you know what, we've got to get Noble on board with this as well. So essentially, I'm going to go B2B with this MC that like the name rings a bell, but I don't know him. I don't know him. I think I've just heard of the name before. So essentially, cutting the story short, they want me to go B2B with this MC, and the promoter is like really buzzed and confident that it is going to be like one of the best MC B2Bs that has been heard in a long time. And I'm thinking, you know, I've never rated myself to be that good. Like I've definitely got better over the years, and I've picked up a better flow, and you know, I can definitely go with speed over the drops. And you know, if you want me to MC all the way through a set, I can MC all the way through a set, but I can host as well. So I am quite versatile, but I've never sort of like said to myself or pictured myself, you know, to be that good. And I've never, in no ways, I've never ever classed myself to be better than anybody. Never. And I actually got asked this the other day. Do I think I'm better than somebody? And I'm thinking, no. I'd never once think that I'm better than somebody unless it was just some little like Mongo guy that just doesn't do anything. Do you know what I mean? Like like there is a guy he does attempt to MC on Facebook Lives, and he attempts to DJ, and I don't think, in all fairness, I don't think he is actually like aiming to do it properly. I think he is doing it as a joke, and I think he is doing it for the sheer amount for for people to take the take the mick out of him. You know, he'll go live with like no iRig and stuff, and he'll just leave a pre-recorded mix playing and go in his go off camera for so long, and then he'll come back on camera and um, he'll blaze up a doobie, and then he'll just he'll essentially have a little go on the mic, and you won't understand what he's even talking about, let alone trying to MC. But I think he does it on purpose. I think that's the kind of image that he's trying to gain. So I would definitely say I'm better than him, but apart from something stupid like that, I'd never class myself to be better than anybody else, and I never think I'm ahead of anybody else. By all means, do I ever class that I'm better than anybody else? And if I ever am posting anything online about upcoming gigs, it's not. I aren't doing it to say, "Oh, look at me playing this gig." It's me being proud of my achievements. It's me letting my fans and the people that do support me and follow me know, that I'm playing here next. If they do want to, if they do want to come and catch me, and sometimes life can get busy as well. Sometimes, like for example, I started a new job, but before I started the new job, I was attending the appointments at the Goodwin, a lot more. I was trying to benefit myself a lot more to get myself to get myself a job, and to better my life. And I was trying to sort of like really focus on the music as well, and sort of like keep myself in a positive mind. And I suppose that within all that, I did go maybe like a little bit distant, where I stopped going round to a couple of friends' houses, and just essentially just sort of took a lot of time to focus on myself, and focus on the things that I was doing, with the layman. And again, I've really put my head into FL Studio as well. And I've done so many things this year, and just really sort of knuckled down and nailed down. And again, this was not in any ways. It wasn't against anybody. It wasn't like, oh, I'm doing better things now. Forget you. Or blow you. It was literally just, I need to better my life. I wasn't going. I was going round and visiting a friend like a good few amount of times a week, and I just thought, I'm not benefiting my life doing this, even though I enjoyed going around there. It was nice to sit and have a coffee, and catch up with some friends. I was thinking, it's not getting me a job, and although it's fun and I enjoy doing this, I can't keep doing this. And like I say, I just I got going to the music lab and doing the stuff with the Noble and the gang band, and started attending more appointments, and then I got chance of the job, and then I got more bookings myself, and then I started going to more places with the layman, because he started growing. And it was like, I'd go and take a few pictures for him, um, and everything just sort of spiraled. And everything just went from me kind of sat not doing much to me kind of doing a lot of things. And then sort of besides all of that as well, I would I took on the party bookings, so I'd be doing like like the DJ party gigs. And then if I was doing absolutely nothing, I'd go and visit the grandparents. It was just one of them things. And I kind of got like the vibe that people thought that I'd just kind of gone like, oh, I'm better than you now. See you later. And that was not the case at all. So I just thought I'd clear up on stream that I'm not one of these people that gets a little better off and then just thinks, F you. I just genuinely thought, I'm in a path, aren't I? Like, I'd been on the door. I've been on the door for long enough, a good 3, nearly 4 years, to be fair. I think late 2018 was when I first signed on. We're now nearly 2023. Do you know what I mean? And I've only just in the past couple of months got a proper sort of like job that's lasted longer than a week. Do you know what I mean? Where they haven't said, oh, we don't think you're right for the job, or you're struggling with the lifting, or they try to rip you off and not pay you, you know. And I just thought I do need to benefit and sort myself out, and then obviously I gave up me, I cut down on me drinking as well, and there was always have another Jaeger bomb, and let's get on the Jaeger trains, and and I was like, I don't want to do that no more, and then I was getting reminded of like daft things that I'd done in the past, like where I'd been like drunk on the session, I'd spewed up at someone's house, or there's another even embarrassing one that I'm not even gonna mention on this stream, and I just thought, you know what, like that's not me no more, and I don't want. Because now I'm sort of in this job and I'm portraying this better life in some sense. I don't want to be reminded of things that I regret. Like of course I don't want to spew up in someone's house. Like I know we all do it, but it's not something where I think, do you know what? I want to keep remembering that and laughing about it, because it wasn't even funny. I got too drunk and I spewed up, and it's nothing particularly funny about it. It was just a mistake. I had a bit too much. I couldn't handle the amount I'd had. And then boom, there's even a live stream on my old well, not old, on my DJ Ash Noble page, and I think it's the new year of 2019, and again I had too much there on that night. Oh, can you see me? We've lost all power. Oh, it's spooky. It's spooky. We've lost all power. You can still see me live because I'm streaming, but we've kind of gone a little bit dark. It's a little bit spooky. Can you see me? Can you see me? Right. I'm gonna cut this one here because we're in the dark. You can't see me. The movement next week. Catch me DJing as well as MCing. And yeah, like, subscribe, share. Peace.